and then they changed the another Sunday game to 1 o'clock kick-off before Sunday's game.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
You see, that actually affected me directly, because there's 13 of us going over to the Killie game on the 25th of October, and originally it was I think it was a 12 o'clock kick-off, and we were booked to go, 3 o'clock kick-off, and we were booked to go fly home that evening at 6 o'clock, and there's no way we would have made that flight, so we changed it to fly back to Belfast. I think the 8:30 flight or something it was, so we had a bit of time to play with, and then the club changed it back again to 1 o'clock. So I mean, for me it was an extra 50 quid, but there's a guy bringing his 2 kids with him, and it was the tune of 150 quid, and
that's terrible, mate. Shocking. The thing is, the Kano Foundation had 90 kids, or I don't know how many, all booked in, and because they changed the kick-off, they couldn't make it, so at short notice someone else got them replacement kids that could come over. Or come from whatever.
As well as that, they already had a group of kids in for the Saturday game, and it got changed to Sunday, and so they got another group of kids in, and then they changed the kick-off time so they had to get another group of kids in. So it was actually their third boys club or whatever. It wasn't just changing it once, it was 3 times.
I mean, these early kick-offs, right, affect everybody who's got to travel any kind of distance to games, right? It affects supporters clubs all over the world, right? And when you think about how many early kick-offs we've had this season, right, it was a chance to have a wee respite for people, these 3 o'clock kick-offs, especially these supporters clubs, I mean, all over the world, like. So,
I mean, look at America.
Look at America. You bring it to 1 o'clock, it's at 7 in the morning start.
In America, we're looking at 2 10 o'clock in the morning kick-offs in October and a chance to get a wee turn. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's like, we'll move it back 2 hours. To me, it's like, you know, speaking personally, 1 o'clock suits me better, but I couldn't care less about that. It's a big picture. This is what people, supporters and fucking employees, need to understand about this. It's a big picture, and the big picture was on Saturday. You had a 10k run in Glasgow. At 1 o'clock, you've got millions of kids all over the city playing football, as well as over Scotland, and you had 2 massive Premiership games, Man U, Everton, and then Chelsea, Arsenal, in direct competition. But the operational staff at Celtic, guided by Peter Law, decide we'll give you 1 week's notice and move a kick-off to 1 o'clock.
But what is the selling point here? What is the actual point here? I mean, why are they saying that this is why we think this would be good for people? What is because to me it only detracts for the gate. It doesn't add anything to it. So I mean, what is the actual? Have they actually said this is the reason why? I don't get this at all.
No idea.
That was as pure a home gate as I've seen in a league game in decades.
I would agree.
I always think a common tell when a crowd's going to be low at Celtic Park is when the main stand's empty, and the main stand was fucking empty yesterday. And it's just like, you know, what are you trying to do here, you know?
And that was him giving the buy one get one free tickets as well.
I know.
Jeez, I mean, even you're talking about the Kilmarnock game being moved, and our very own Joe McKenna, he's got a kids coming for Dublin. Do you know what I mean?
And that could impact them. That's your future generation of support. You know, it's just it's insane. If your game is not on the TV, it should be 3 o'clock.
Right.
Regardless whether it's Saturday or Sunday, 3 o'clock is football time. I know it's tradition and stuff like that, but it gives people a genuine chance of getting there. I mean, some public transport runs Sunday services. You know, so some people are actually struggling to get there.
And they even went up yesterday. They even went up against Everton and Man U on the box, and Chelsea and Arsenal following that. They actually went against that. It's I don't know, man. It's like gross mismanagement. Like,
they come across as incompetent. That's how they come across. So
Jerry Gordon says 1 p.m. kick-off is a poor excuse for attendance figures. Well, maybe for the people living around about Glasgow, and for a Rangers game, he's saying what would the gate be? But the gate, the people would have their flights booked well in advance for that early kick-off. People would be organised for that early kick-off.
That's the point. It's not the kick-off time. It's the fact that they announced it a week before.
Aye. Like we've already booked our flights for the Inverness game on the 1st of November, which is a 3 o'clock Saturday game, which that's not going to change. Like you wouldn't think.
My mates from Bilbao booked up me.
Don't fire it.
No, I know.
A Sunday, and they'd to fly home on the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The game was confirmed as a Saturday. 6 of them booked flights for Bilbao, come over, and I'd end up taking them a bloody tour of Celtic Park on the Saturday because they changed the game to the Sunday 2 weeks before it.
Like, so I mean, we've booked up with, I don't know, I think there's 15, and if they move it, we're going to change our flights, and it's going to be 50 quid a pop each. You know what I mean? Probably half of them will not even bother going. I don't know, but back to the football then. So we've got a break now. Obviously, I don't know if that does them good, or does it let the wound fester? I mean, Ross County away for home next. Another obviously early kick-off away up north. I mean, what do we think? Is this a break good for the team? Does it give them a chance to take stock, work things out? Or, I don't know, or does it just let the fans get annoyed and people and things are going to snowball? I don't know, man. I honestly don't know what to think of things at the minute. It's bizarre that we're in this situation.
In terms of things snowball, because I always think when Celtic are playing games, things do snowball when things are going badly, and I would hope that it gives some players a chance to actually get fit, because I think some players have actually forgotten what it's like to be fit because they've been out for so long. I mean, it's amazing how many long-term injuries Celtic get all the time now. People like Forrest and Matthews and Lustig, and it's just on and on and on. But you're right, it magnifies it in the sense that you go up there, you're going to be the first game in the SPL on the Saturday morning, and pressure's on. New manager at Ross County, much better improvement against Inverness there at the weekend, and suddenly you're thinking, fuck, do we even have you're not confident you're actually going up there taking 3 points.
And they'll well fancy their chances. That's the big thing as well. When you start to have this, like, everybody then fancies playing Celtic. Do you know what I mean? This is a great time to play Celtic. And it just becomes harder and harder. And I hate to, because I've never been that kind of knee-jerk reaction kind of guy, but I think the manager has to go. I just didn't see how he turns this around with the support, how he turns it around with the players. What I'm seeing is just fucking heartbreaking, man. As Paul, you said, like, it's some of the worst football we've seen since Lou McCarry, like.
It is.
And this is a guy who's meant to be playing attacking, exciting football.
But there's this, there's that. It's absolutely dreadful every single week. Even when we won at St Johnstone, we played crap, And the key 2 examples, right? We played crap against Motherwell, and they've practically been beaten off everybody else in the league. We played crap against Dundee, and they beat them, and they've practically been beaten against everybody else in the league. It just, things like that, they start to add up. You start to think, you know what? Maybe we're not that great either.
We beat St Mirren and we were muck.
They are hopeless.
Oh, and you're right. I was up at Perth. We could have been 2 down. We drew with that Motherwell team. They should have been 3-0 up against us. Mm-hmm. And the thing, see, actually, we've got a great goalkeeper. So you're saying to yourself, imagine with Zaluskas between the posts.
We've got a great goalkeeper, 2 great centre halves, and do you know what I mean?
I know.
See all these people that keep saying, and there's a lot of them, and I think they're all changing their tune. I'd love to get Sevco in the cup. I'd be feared to watch that.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I saw them against Hibs.
No, but that's just how. That's how. I mean, I've never seen. I don't know how they're playing.
I think they take shite to a new level.
But what I'm just saying is that's when you're. I shouldn't be thinking that way. I should be thinking we should be able to hammer them.
But you're right. And with the start we've had on them, with them only starting 2 years ago, we should even have a discussion about that.
That's what I'm trying to say. Aye.
Everything on, off the pitch, the whole lot should be just so far ahead. But it just isn't. And even if you look at players coming through, there's nothing really knocking on the door. McGregor's come in, but there's nothing else really knocking on the door. None of the signings. I mean, Guidetti, fair enough, decent start, but if any of the rest of them left, you probably wouldn't bat an eyelid. No. Tonev has done. I mean, Tonev, I remember on the show, a guy said before, I come on the show and Aston Villa fan said to me, he says, all the guy does is shoot for anywhere. And that's exactly what he does. He just picks the ball up and shoots. Never scores, but he just shoots from anywhere. And with Castle, good first game in Salzburg. He's done nothing since.
Aye, it was an okay first game in Salzburg because he got the goal. I think wasn't even that good. I don't think. Right, we've got another caller here. Snake.
Hiya.
You been listening in?
I have indeed, aye.
And what do you think? You in to defend the manager?
No.
Okay, take it away, man.
I'm here to say, I initially said a wee while ago we should get to Halloween. No, he shouldn't, no anymore. I've had enough. I can't look at this. It's ripping me apart watching this. It's just so soul destroying watching this team try and play football. And they're terrible. And the same group of players have produced much better previously. I mean, we're looking at a situation now. We come back from international break. We're away to Ross County. We've only won there once in the league. Then we get Kilmarnock at home after a European game on a Sunday. It's probably the same type of crowd. And Kilmarnock are above us in the league. Mm-hmm. Then we've got a game against, I think it's Inverness to Hame, who are also above us in the league. And then we go to Pittodrie. If we go to Pittodrie behind Aberdeen and lose that match, that man cannot be the Celtic manager. Because he's got a game at Hame against Partick Thistle in the League Cup. Now, I'm a Thistle fan, a mate of mine said, I fancy playing you now. This guy's got no chance. This ends one way. It ends with all us stoning, greeting and whinging, and that guy getting shown out the back door. We've seen all this before. We've seen managers come in and they just don't get it. And after a few months, you begin to go, no. There were even guys defending Mowbray the day we get cuffed 4-0 after St Mirren. Get rid of this guy and get somebody in with a clue.
Here's devil's advocate, right? Because somebody's got to put another point into us, right? So
I'm going to love this.
No, that's it. This is no my views, but it's like it's been banded about. Celtic must have had about 10 chances, 10 good chances yesterday at the game. If we put away about 4 of them, it's a rout. Do you know what I mean? Their goalies had like 2-3 quality saves, and we've missed, I don't know how many sitters. Guidetti missed one at the start, Stokes missed 2, Denayer had a couple of chances, Van Dijk, Griffiths missed a good chance. So you say to yourself, we could have effectively humped them yesterday if they'd put the ball in the net, but they didn't.
I think that's a fair point, Jason, but here's the thing, that if it's a game in isolation, you're like, I ain't bother.
No, I get that, because the other games were draws. Yesterday was draws, but we still had 10 chances. So is Deila unlucky yesterday? Because obviously it's down to the players, it's not put the ball in the net. I don't know what your views are on that. What do you think, Harper?
Well, he's unlucky that players aren't taking chances, but at the same time, Hamilton missed a couple of good chances. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about how lucky we were against Dynamo Zagreb because we've got a keeper pulling off save after save after save, I hear people saying to me, "Well, that's a keeper's job. So how is that lucky?" Because it tells you all about the performance of the players in front of him. That's why, and I think that missing their chances just speaks about the overall performance and malaise on the pitch at the minute. I mean, that would take away. That would probably paper air the cracks of the performance, really. Do you know what I mean? I know exactly what you're saying, I understand that. But if my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. Do you know what I mean?
No, that view's no mine. I'm kind of having decided to get rid of him. Do you know what I mean?
I couldn't believe that the header Stokes missed.
Oh.
I mean, that's... I don't know.
That's criminal for a professional football player. You should get docked your week's wages. That's incompetence.
But does that all come down to the confidence in the team at the minute? Because when things start going against you, they just go against you. Do you know what I mean? You do make your own luck at times.
The crowd's on your back as well. You're not going to play any better, because it got to the stage that the crowd was rolling the bulls at the end. Everybody was getting on the players' back. And it's understandable. It's you're in a business where a lot of guys have invested their life in the club.
Right.
And it means so much to a load of people. And when you're not performing right and you're playing a second-rate team, no disrespect to Hamilton Accies, but they are a second-rate team compared to us. When you're playing them at home,
and you're absolutely toiling to even get a point.